You've got questions?
We've got answers.
Tune in Tuesdays at noon on Facebook Live and Insta Live, where we will be hosting a variety of subjects with our community experts.
Hey, beautiful self family. It is Caroline Walker here. And if you've ever heard the word meditation and felt intimidated, we are going to demystify that word. So I'm coming to help you de-stress through your breath, and I will see you very soon. Come on.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tip Tuesday. It's Jillian. And Michelle. And the beautiful Caroline Walker, who we're going to come back and introduce you to. And now I will say we are not live today, but we will be answering all your questions. So please leave them, leave your comments, leave your questions, because, you know, today's subject it's so important for everyone, not just fighters and survivors, but really everyone, because what we're going to be talking about with Caroline is meditation for stress relief and for mindfulness. And, you know, I think that this is such a time of stress in many layers, many ways. And then our community, we have to have the medical aspect layered on top of it. So we are so excited to have the gorgeous Caroline Walker, who is an educator and a meditation teacher. And she also, by the way, works for Philosophy, a brand that donates and they care about mental health. They donate through we can talk about this, Caroline, their Hope and Grace initiative. And I will say, as survivors and fighters, mental health is 100% key for us. So I really am excited to dig in and hear what Caroline has to say. But before we do, Michelle, do we have any housekeeping?
Yes, we do, Jill, because we always do. But more importantly, I did want to reference Caroline's website, where you can find all information about her. It's called mindbodyfit.com. We're going to have links in this post and on our website under our outreach. So in case you want to get in touch with her and go over some of the programming that she's going to talk about today, you can find that on our website. Absolutely. And also, we're coming off of an amazing October, where we had a lot of support, and we just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who is supporting and sponsoring Beautiful Self in our sessions. So thank you so much.
And did you say this? If you haven't done the Beautiful Self project, but you are a survivor, we want your pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to flood our social with your pictures, because we've showed you our tribe. Now we want to see you. So please just DM me your photos and your story, and we're going to get those out there. So are we ready, Michelle?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Jill?
I'm so ready. Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's ask Caroline. Woo! All right. Caroline. So I know you, of course, from our days together at QVC, and you have always had the most beautiful, gorgeous, luscious, shiny, bright light that comes off of your whole being, your personality, your beauty inside and out. Like, I don't say that lightly. You have always been that woman who I love to bump into when I used to be there. So I'm just really grateful that you're here today with us. So thank you for reaching out. Thank you for offering to give back to our community. You are amazing. So I got to ask you, though, because I had no idea that you were into any of this. So I want to know if you could tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your journey into what you're doing today. Because I know you as, you know, Caroline from Philosophy. Fabulous Caroline. Tell us a little bit about how you got into this.
Okay, so first of all, Jillian, all of that right back at you. I love your soul, and I'm so grateful to get to be a part of your community and to do this today. But a little bit about myself. I've been in the beauty industry for over 20 years. Crazy. I feel like it was just yesterday I started in the world. But, you know, being with Philosophy Skincare for the last decade of my life, it's all about wellness. And so in my career, I spend all day, every day, helping people to find wellness from within. And, you know, people come to the beauty industry, to skincare, to, you know, the industry looking for ways to be more beautiful on the outside. And I am obsessed with using my platform to, yes, I give people that, but I give them something that they didn't necessarily come for. And that's a way to awaken from within, because that's where our true beauty actually comes from. And so it's
That's
kind
beautiful.
of, you know, it's this way of, I love the industry because they come for one thing and they end with something bigger than what they even came for. But the bottom line is, in my journey in, you know, just life, I've been into meditation for a long, long time. And I took John Kabat-Zinn. John Kabat-Zinn is basically he's the founder of bringing mindfulness meditation from the East to the West back in the 1970s. And he brought it to the healthcare system to help people who were really suffering with chronic illness, to help for them to be able to find coping mechanisms. So, but the bottom line is he has an 8-week stress reduction program. It's called Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction. I recommend it to anyone watching this podcast. But the bottom line is I took that, and then I've gone through Deepak Chopra's meditation teacher certification program. So now I have that as well as a way to really learn how to not just be able to meditate for myself and to, connect with who I am, but to actually learn how you bring that to others. And so, that's I think the beauty of all of this is in the year of 2020, when I looked around and, we've all had to witness a lot of things in our society and community and a lot of awakening. People have been cracked open in a way that we've never been cracked open before. And instead of just posting something to Instagram or Facebook and saying, I'm an activist, I wanted to dig deep and say, what can I actually do? I mean, there is suffering in this world. Like, how can I, in my little scope and realm, how can I actually help? And that was the birth of Mind, Body, Sit meditation as my way to give back into the community. Because if I look at government and I say, I want government to come from a more awakened place, I think everyone would say, we want the government.
We'd be like, yeah.
We want the community to be more awakened. We want society to be more awakened. We want the healthcare system to be more awakened.
Yes.
But here's the bottom line. All of those institutions are run by people.
Mm-hmm.
We want those institutions to be awakened. It takes awakening human beings from the inside out. As they say, like, we are not human beings having spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And as we can help for people to understand that, not just understand it with their minds, feel it with their hearts and connect with their soul, we will run this world in a much different way. We'll come at things from a different place. So that was the birth of Mind, Body, Sit meditation. Is just, I wanted to do something to change this world and to help to bring peace. Tolstoy said it best. He's like, everybody, in his own words, everybody wants to change the world, but nobody thinks of changing themselves. And the bottom line is everybody wants peace in the world, but it's going to take finding that peace within ourselves and bringing that out into the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we love Caroline Walker.
I love y'all. I'm so happy to be here.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Okay.
Bam.
Yeah. Drop the mic. I'm done. Shut the laptop. We are done. So,
we're just getting started, ladies.
I know. I love it. And the thing too is at Beautiful Self, we need more of this because we are the same thing. People, even though we use beauty and glamour as tools, we are not a makeover in any way. What we are is for you to dig deep and find this peacefulness in who you are today and wear it on the outside. So you feel like a sexy woman again. So you feel beautiful again after being through so much trauma and being, ripped to shreds by breast cancer, which particularly does attack the feminine psyche like no other with these drugs, which we're going to talk about. So, but I got to tell you, first of all, with meditation. So this is where I think a lot of us fall short. I know I fall short. I put on this beautiful music, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a meditation. And then I'm laying there for 5 minutes and all of a sudden, like Wendy's commercials from the 80s are running through my head. Like, where's the beef? And like, or like some, like blowfish, like fish commercial, like crazy shit just runs through my brain. And then I fall asleep. And I'm like, that is not meditation, falling asleep or having chaotic thoughts while listening to nice music. So tell me exactly, like, what's the real definition of meditation when you can say, I just actually meditated?
Okay. So first of all, everything that you just mentioned, from the falling asleep to the Wendy's commercial to, I know you want to put your shoulder back down and talk about flashing.
Honey, I'm just like, come on. It's going to go up and down.
I love it. But all of that going through your mind, this is all a part of the meditation practice, and it is completely normal. And here's where I think that our perception of what meditation should be and what meditation actually is, the perception gets in the way of having a meditation practice. Okay. So first of all, what is meditation? I could give you a million definitions. I want to keep it very, very simple. Meditation is simply connecting with who we are. That part of us, when we speak specifically to cancer and to breast cancer specifically, that part of us that cancer can never touch. There is that part of who you are that no matter the sickness, no matter the medical bills, no matter the stress, the relationships, all of the things going on in our life, none of that can touch. Meditation, what it does, it helps for us to go from that mind that is just in chaos. Deepak Chopra says we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts every single day. Now, unfortunately, the thing about the thoughts is we're often ruminating on the bills, the stress, the drama, things that happened in the past that were stressful, or sincere worry about the future. And what meditation does, it helps for you to just allow that to fade into the background and bring you into the present moment, because the present moment is all that we're ever really going to have. Even the future, John Kabat-Zinn says, even the future shows up as a today. And so if we want to affect the future, the fulcrum for that is today. Today is how we affect change. But the bottom line is, what is meditation? It's a way to focus our minds so that we can connect into that deeper place of stillness and peace that is there. But the bottom line is, when it comes to meditation, y'all, it's not about silencing your mind. If your mind were actually silenced, you'd not be here, okay? It's about, think about a baby. And if the baby's crying, we want to just kind of lull and kind of hush the baby to sleep, right? And to quiet the baby. Meditation is about finding that place where you can just kind of watch your thoughts going by when the Wendy's commercial wants to roll by, or flash dance, or, you know, whatever it is that's going through the mind, or what's for dinner, you know, what's on my to-do list. It's about saying, okay, I'm having thoughts right now, and I'm going to be compassionate to myself and know that that's a human, completely normal thing to do. And now I'm just going to pull myself back to the present moment. And every time that you pull yourself back to the present moment, your mind is like a muscle. And believe it or not, over time, every time you're compassionate, you're like, oh yeah, I'm having thoughts about stuff I have to do for work tomorrow. I'm going to come back to the present moment. Every time you pull yourself back in, I promise you, over time, then there's longer amounts of time between, I feel like, the thoughts. But
So
there are techniques and ways to do it, but go ahead.
Yes, I was going to ask you. So first of all, I just want to say something you said that really resonated, was when you said there are parts of you that cancer can't have or can't touch.
Yeah.
That stuck out. That was like a boom, like that's right,
Yes.
Michelle. Didn't that, you know, and
wrote it down.
yeah, Caroline, that was brilliant, because as cancer fighters and survivors, we feel like we're consumed in it, even when we're just going about our daily. So to be able to say, wait, it's not touching this piece. It has it's incapable of touching this piece of my mind, of my spirit. It's such my essence. That was amazing. So I just wanted to say that. And I'm going to go, look, I got all excited, I dropped my pen. I'm like, this is so good. This is so good.
I love y'all. I love your energy. This is so fun to be together.
Yeah, so you're amazing. So I'm going to skip around, because I had some thought processes and I don't want to skip in them. Is you touched upon something I think I want to roll into. So really tangibly, just like you just did again, kind of tell us how to get rid of monkey mind.
Yes. Okay. So there are, first of all, there's so many different forms of meditation. How do you really get rid of monkey mind? There are different techniques. I'll talk about two of them today that I think are ways that got me into meditation, that are for anyone who has like the busiest, most monkey mind out there. These will help. So first of all, we can talk about mindfulness meditation. I'd kind of like to start there. And then mantra meditation is another form of meditation that I think is one of the more simple ones. If your mind is super, super busy, to begin that practice of learning to lull the mind, you can do that through mantras. But mindfulness meditation, I think the biggest part of meditation that I want people to really walk away from this podcast understanding today, it's not just about time spent on a mat. Actually, I never meditate on a mat. I'm always meditating in a chair. But bottom line is, it's not what a lot of times the perceptions that are out there, okay? We want our lives to become the meditation practice. And so what mindfulness is, mindfulness meditation, it's all about continually bringing ourselves into the present moment. But you can do this while you're brushing your teeth, while you're cleansing your face, while you're cooking your dinner, while you're walking from, on the stairs from one place to the next. Mindfulness is about learning to make our lives a meditation practice where I like to use things that I do regularly. So things that no matter what, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to wash my face, I'm going to moisturize. Okay. I work in the beauty industry. You've been in the industry for a long time. Bottom line is, these are things we're going to do every day. I use those as I'm going to meditate now moments. So when I'm cleansing, I am doing this, and this is what I encourage you to do to begin the practice of mindfulness meditation when you're cleansing your face. First of all, feel the water, that warm water, as it comes into your hands. You squirt a little. I got my Purity Base, but whatever you use, whatever your cleanser.
Purity's fabulous. I still give a plug. Give a plug.
I literally have it right here because I'm doing a training right after this. But
Yeah, go for it. Plug it. I love it.
The bottom line is, I'm feeling that consistency in my hand, but I'm allowing myself to be present with it. And then I begin massaging my face. And actually, massage is a really important part of self-care. Allowing myself to be truly with the experience of cleansing. It's not just an on the way to moment, which again, I quote Jon Kabat-Zinn all the time. I can't help it. A lot of my training comes from him, but the bottom line is he talks about these on the way to moments. We're cleansing our face because we're on the way to bed. We're taking a bath because we're on the way to bed. We're making dinner because we need to feed our families. Taking these on the way to moments, these moments where we typically are just rushing through it and actually being present with it. Because again, our life is just made up of these moments. And so it's making every moment really count. But here's the bottom line. I encourage you for mindfulness meditation. I want you to think about what are your daily rituals? What are things that you do every single day? Whether it's making coffee, I don't know, whatever your rituals are, walking your dog. Really be present with your dog when you're walking. Pay attention to every step. Smell the air. Feel those leaves crunch under your feet right now as we're entering, the fall season. Look at the colors that are around you. Immerse yourself in that moment instead of, okay, go to the bathroom, go to the dog, right? I got to get to work. I got to go here or there. Being present in that moment. Actually, this is it's on topic, but off. I'm reading this mindfulness book for children, how to help children find mindfulness. And it talks about nature deficit disorder. And I think for all of us as adults, nature deficit disorder basically being that we're so involved in our devices. We're always on some kind of, technology, but spending time in nature, that's a big part of mindfulness. If you can spend a little bit of time every day, barefoot in the grass somewhere.
Oh, that's what Michelle does. She's a big barefoot
Are you a
girl.
grounder?
She's a grounder.
I'm a grounder.
Talk about it. I love it.
Yeah, have to be surrounded by nature. And if I can't be surrounded, I have to be in it, touch it, feel it, get to it. Get that 10 minutes of sun on my face and on my body, no matter how cold it is outside. Just connect to the universe.
It is so important. And this book, it's actually, I see it in my corner. It's called Mindfulness and Nature-Based Therapeutic Techniques for Children. Cheryl Fisher is the name of the author. I'm trying to read from my corner, but the bottom line is, if you have children, great book. I think it's just for yourself to really look at ways to connect with nature. But the bottom line is, I think that's a part of mindfulness. So where I would go with mindfulness is I want you to think about what are things that you do every single day that you could use as moments for you to say, okay, every time I do this, I'm going to bring myself to the present moment. When I'm in the shower, am I actually in the shower or am I somewhere else?
I'm somewhere else. I'm I'm 3 hours ahead and I'm on a hamster wheel all day long, getting nothing done. I go to Michelle, I'm so busy. I have to get this stuff done. Did you get it done now 3 hours later? No, I just couldn't focus on getting it done. And then I'm panicked.
Yeah. I've literally been in the shower, and shaved my legs. And a few minutes later, have no recollection of shaving my legs. I'm like, did I shave? And then I touch my legs. I'm like, I shaved and I don't remember doing it. Because my mind was so engrossed.
My head.
Yes.
Exactly. And so that's what mindfulness, first of all, that's the easiest place, I think, to start with meditation. That was my gateway into meditation, is to begin turning our life into the practice, to begin that process of learning how to come fully into the present moment, because that is truly, that's where it all begins. And then the next form of meditation that I would talk about today is mantra meditation. And mantra meditation, first of all, I want to say this. I think there's a lot of cultural associations that come along when you hear the word meditation, because meditation was really cultivated and born out of the Eastern culture. And so I think a lot of times when we see meditation, we think of, maybe a statue of a Buddha or things that are Asian, beautiful Asian culture associated with it. What I like to do is I take the culture out of it, because it might not be something that resonates with everybody. It doesn't necessarily resonate with me. But what I love is the practice of, they have honed in scientifically proven techniques of how you quiet the monkey mind, like mantra meditation. So I want to just say that, first of all, if we take all the cultural associations out of it, we're really just learning to focus the mind. So mantra meditation, think about a baby. If the baby's crying, we want to lull the baby and quiet the baby by rocking the baby. A mantra is something that you repeat over and over, just quietly, slowly to yourself as you breathe deeply. And it helps to lull and quiet your mind. And every time your mind wanders to what's for dinner or something to do with work or children or whatever, you just come back to the mantra. And the mantras, there are many you can use. I personally like to use something that's a positive affirmation. I do that more than anything. Right now, I've been using a lot. My gifts will make room for me. And that's my prayer to the universe, that I want to allow myself to come fully into my purpose of being on this planet. And that the gifts that I've been given, we've all been given gifts. I want to really identify on an energetic level. I want to feel them and have pathways open up for me to use them so that they're not wasted. And the bottom line is, but it can be something like, I am love, I am compassion, whatever you want that to be. If you want to use something that is more like Eastern tradition, So Hum is one that I learned in my Chopra Center certification. And So Hum is Sanskrit. It means in English, it translates into I am. But if you want to use something that doesn't make you think about anything and you truly want to quiet the mind, you can just repeat something like So Hum over and over again to just really help to quiet that mind and not think about anything. So there are just so many different ways to meditate and forms of meditation. I think, at some point before we end this, we had to do a form of meditation, but I would just say, I think that if you've tried to meditate in the past and it didn't work out because you felt like the mind was so busy, number one, just know that's part of the process, the monkey mind. But you have to find a form of meditation that works for you, because there's music meditation. You can use sound, frequency, and vibration, and just listening to music can be a meditation.
I love sound vibration. Like I love vibratory. Like that for me, like I go to new heights. It's just then I get monkey mind. And then, I'm like, so, but you're right. Everybody hits something different. I have a friend who she's Catholic, rosary beads, because that is repetitive mantra. So, it's really what works, like you said, for you.
Exactly. I love that. And when you get the monkey mind, I think the biggest thing is compassion to yourself, Jillian, where you just say, I'm having monkey mind right now and it's okay. And you know what, mind, I love you. And now we're going to come back to the present moment and then focus on the breath. Focusing on the breath is also one of the easiest things that you can do, because you focus in on what does it feel like as the breath comes in? What does it feel like as the breath goes out? And it's amazing how just a few minutes of this, like I think today what we had to do is a de-stressing with your breath. That's one of the easiest places to start. 2 minutes of it, and it's proven to take down your body's fight or flight mode. I mean, do y'all want to talk about fight or flight for a minute? I don't know how much time we have, but it's
well, I am after, I don't know, like I know you, we used to work together, philosophy and the whole 9 yards, but my after cancer body was very different. And I came back with severe anxiety that really affected my career and going on camera. And that fight or flight mode I'm very open. I've been in therapy for the past year. I've done a lot to work on. I'm doing so much better. Like I feel like my anxiety, I'm under control now, but that is the scariest thing in the world, because you think you're dying and you're vomiting and you're fainting and you're sweating and you can't make people understand that fight or flight, so
Very
physically, on a physical experience, horrific. And I know a lot of survivors have this terrible anxiety. So I do want to talk about that, because I do want to say, I kind of want to lead into this question, which I think you're going to talk about now, is as breast cancer survivors and fighters, we are always on the edge. There's always that kind of fear underlying thing. There's always that distress in your own skin kind of thing. But yet at the same time, we push it away. We don't want to deal with it, or we over deal with it. It's like finding that right spot. So I think everyone has a different way of dealing with things. So my thing is, how important do you think meditation is to helping a survivor or a fighter or anyone in duress, fight or flight, like someone duressed, in finding that place beyond the mental chaos? Because a lot of people say, no, it's not for me. No, it's not for me. How important do you think it is to control all this physical and mental chaos we experience?
First of all, I love that question. And I think it's everything. I think that connecting with who you are on this deeper universal level, who are you really? Not your personality, not your job title, not your cancer, not the sickness, not the bills, none of that. Who are you at your core? Again, that part that nothing can touch. I love Rob Bell. I heard this quote from him once, and it has stuck with me forever. He said, when I meet people who live their life from an awakened place, I always ask them, when did you suffer? And that means so much to me, because the suffering that I've had in my life that has driven me to my knees and to the place where I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted to connect with who I am and connect with the universe and really identify, what is my purpose? Who am I? Why am I here? What do I, from where I'm at, no matter what the sickness is, no matter what the situation is, I'm here for a reason. If I'm still alive, there's a purpose in my being here. And so what I have to identify is, in this moment, in the middle of true sickness, in the middle of true stress, true anxiety, there is a purpose for my being here. Connecting within is the only way we're going to, on a vibrational level, really figure out what that is. But if you're still breathing, if you're breathing, there's something for you here to do. And so I think, to me, meditation is everything, because it's just connecting to what's your purpose, so that we live our lives, we live that life that we intend. We're not just, allowing life to happen at us and come at us and, whatever shows up, great. No, it's, what do I intentionally want to create with my life, and what am I here to create? And so meditation, I think, especially for anyone going through anything, whether it is cancer, whether it's the stress of this world that we live in, we all are here for a purpose, and identifying what that is. Meditation, to me, and you can call it meditation, you don't even have to call it that. I think that there are, again, so many cultural associations that go along with it, that it's really just connecting with who you are. And that doesn't belong to in Eastern culture. It just belongs to humanity. But the thing is, if we want to create change in this world, it really does come from creating change within. Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. That's how we're going to be the change, right? That's how we're going to be that change, is identifying, okay, what's my purpose? If everybody on this planet, I have to say this one thing, and I think this helps to answer the question. And that is, I don't remember who said this first. I've heard it in a million different places. We often think of our minds like a camera, and our minds are taking photos of everything we see as we go throughout the day. But in actuality, our minds are like a projector, and they're projecting on what we see, what is within us. And that's why you can have two people seeing the exact same thing and see something completely different. It's like, how did they possibly see the world that way?
That's what's happening right now. Yeah,
exactly. And they're thinking something about you. It's like, how do we possibly see things so differently?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, it's because we're projecting. And what meditation does, what centering and grounding and connecting with who you are, it helps for you to see things from the spiritual perspective of, like we said before, we're not, human beings having spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. When you perceive life that way, there is a spontaneous right action that just comes, where you bleed love for humanity. You don't even see color. You see love in another human being, a being of light, and you perceive things differently, and it makes you show up differently in the world. It makes you want to create different things in the world. It's not about what handbag you have. It's not about all of the superficial things that we get focused in on in life. It's about, how am I bringing more love and helping to pull that out from other people? How am I helping them to connect and pull that out? I'll stop talking. Go ahead.
No, it's good. And that is so, no, you're fabulous. You're fabulous. I'm smiling. I'm like this the whole time, and the ray of sunshine's coming right on, in. I'm like, oh, look at her bringing the love. No, everything you're saying is so valid. And that's why I'm not interrupting you at all. It's amazing. I'm taking in everything. And the bottom line I got from that is, you know what? You got to make the time to do this. Is no excuses. Love yourself is loving humanity. We are in this together. And that's how you fight disease at the end of the day, because love raises that vibration out of fear and out of stress and out of anxiety to these higher states. And it shoots out love for all. And I love what you said about projection. In the cancer community, that happens a lot too. We project on each other. So, oh, well, you had this cancer, you should do this and you should do that, rather than just being accepting and loving of everyone's each journey of how they want to handle it. So you're unbelievable. And this is how I because we could go hours with you, girl.
Oh my goodness.
I know. So
it's my self-esteem.
Yeah, no, honey, you're going to be getting a call. We'll be like, would you come next month?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So, but what I do want to do, and how I want to close up, is I want you to give us a few exercises and maybe a plan to help us move forward, whether we are already into meditation or whether we're like, all right, fine, Caroline, you convinced me, I'll give it a try. Like, give us a little plan and some exercises.
Okay, so we're going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to turn on a timer. We're going to do a de-stressing through your breath exercise that I believe, if you have never meditated ever, or if you have and felt that it didn't work for you, this is a 2-minute breathing technique. It's even on the government website. It's been studied by Harvard. It is documented and proven that when you are experiencing stress, it turns down your body's stress response and turns on your body's relaxation response. So it actually chemically shifts where your body's at. Okay, so I'm going to get out my little timer, and then at the end, I'll just give you an assignment for mindfulness meditation. Okay. So there are so many meditation apps out there. There's the new Chopra Center app. I use Insight Timer app a lot. So there's just free, that you can find a free app. Most of them offer a free timer. So I'm using Insight Timer right now. But I'm going to set this for 2 minutes. Okay. And what's going to happen is, okay, when we experience stress affects our breathing. Okay. So real quick, think about the ocean. The ocean in the surf is very turbulent, can be really choppy. I mean, you can even have 30 to 40 foot waves depending on the atmospheric conditions, right? When you go out into the deep, there is this, you go out and go down like 30 to 40 feet. There's this soft, quiet undulation. Okay. So basically when our minds get all choppy, like the surf, and like, our minds get crazy sometimes, when that happens, it affects our breath. And our breath, we tend to have a deeper inhale and a shorter exhale. So think about like a hyperventilation in, and then like a shorter exhale. That's a lot of like stressful breathing, what it does. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use our breath to affect our mind and slow and calm the mind and help for it to be more like that soft, quiet part of the ocean. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is we're going to breathe in to the count of 4. And we're going to breathe out to the count of 6. So we're going to extend the out breath so that actually turns on your body's relaxation response by having that longer out breath. And I have to say, the ocean example again comes from John Kabat-Zinn. I don't make these things up myself.
I was like, oh, she's brilliant.
I always give credit to whoever it's due. I know sometimes I don't remember who I got it from. But
look, Michelle, we're like, yeah, she's so smooth.
Really well, that's all. But okay, so bottom line is, if you have really serious monkey mind, I'm going to give you something to do while we're doing this breathing technique. I want you to trace in your mind a rectangle. So what's going to happen is the short sides of the rectangle will be the count of 4, and the long sides will be the count of 6. So as I count in, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pause and just trace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, and you'll just be tracing that rectangle in your mind as we go through. 2 minutes, and I promise you, I want you to pay attention to how you feel now and pay attention to how you feel at the end of the 2 minutes. It's everything. And you can do this when you're in the car, you can do this on the subway, wherever you find yourself, you can do this. So are we ready? Okay, so I'm going to hit the timer. I get all jazzed up talking. I got to take my own deep breath. Okay. Oh, and on the breath, what you want to do is make sure, it's a good exercise, make sure you want your belly to expand first on the in-breath. You want your belly to fill up like a balloon, and then rise up through your chest. And then on the exhale, you want to make sure that belly goes back down. Okay. So it's belly breathing. So here we go. Okay. Let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Pause, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, in, 2, 3, 4. Pause, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, in, 2, 3, 4. Pause, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, in, 2, 3, 4. Pause, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now just kind of come back into a place of breathing normal. Keep your eyes closed if they're closed, or kind of slowly allow yourself to pay attention to how you're feeling inside right now. Maybe wiggle your fingers a little bit, your toes, and then when you're ready, just kind of come back. But just pay attention in your body. Do you feel a shift in how you felt?
Oh, yeah, it definitely feels calmer.
And that's literally a time that was 2 minutes, y'all. It's something I think that we think we have to, have this extended amount of time, which that's good too. And I do love that, but you only have 2 minutes, or in that moment when you need it most, when something's really happening for you. This is something you can do in a hospital. You can do it on a plane. If you have an anxiety, you can do this anywhere, and immediately feel that parasympathetic, your relaxation response really just activating and turning down that stress response. It's really incredible for your immune system as well, which we all want our immune systems to be super strong. But when you're in fight or flight, it really suppresses your body's immune system. So this is something I cannot stress the importance of activating the relaxation response. And the relaxation response also helps to, put happy chemicals into our body. So
and following that rectangle was helpful, by the way.
Super.
Yeah, it's super helpful. Okay, I got 2 questions for you, girl.
Go for it.
Actually, well, I got 3, but 2. One is, will you please come back?
Please, absolutely. Yes. I want to
Okay.
come help the community. Yes.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I'm feeling like we got a monthly guest if she's up for it.
I'm up for it. I'm here. We'll meditate every month. I love it.
Okay. And how can people find you if they want you?
Yes. Okay. So a couple places. First of all, my website is www.mindbodysit.com. And by the way, why it's that, it's inviting our minds and our bodies to sit down, de-stress, and get ready to meet our souls. And that's
Brilliant.
the focus of the Mind Body Sit. It's coming in contact with who our soul really is. Then you can also find me on Instagram, the same thing, at Mind Body Sit. Yes,
There it is.
There you go. And also same thing on YouTube. So, but my connection's on the website. It connects you to the YouTube as well as to Instagram. But you'll see on the website things like mindful eating, mindfulness in the workplace, mindfulness in workouts, mindfulness in the classroom. And meditation. There's a million things we can do together as a community. There's a lot we can do with this.
You are spectacular.
You are
spectacular. I love you.
I love the work that you're doing. I just cannot even tell you enough. I'm so proud of what y'all are doing. I want to tell y'all too.
Wait, Caroline, don't tell us, because I want to guess, because I don't know this. Michelle, what sign do you think she is? Because I don't know. Don't tell. I want to do a guess. I'm thinking. What do you think? Michelle's so good.
Libra?
I was going to say Libra.
I just feel Venus. I just feel Venus and love.
I love you. I'm all about the love. I'm Capricorn, though.
You're Capricorn?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, no. What are y'all?
I so thought Libra, like full on Libra. I'm a Leo girl, please.
Oh, listen, I'm not surprised about that program. Look at that. Oh, there it goes again. What did you have with mine? I'm going to take
come on now. and what do you think Michelle is?
I don't know, girl. What are you? You tell us.
She's fabulous.
I'm a Scorpio.
I'm a
Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, and I believe in everything you just said.
She's an earth goddess.
It is a game changer. It is a game changer.
The bottom line is, y'all, if we can all just let everything kind of fade, connect with who we are, we're all going to show up better in this world and show it at our best. We'll show up as our best selves in this world. And that's what it's all about.
Right on.
Bringing our purpose with us everywhere we go.
Oh, you're amazing. Well, we're going to ask everyone to leave their questions for
Yep.
you. And I know this is pre-recorded, so they'll go in. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be on social. It'll be on our podcast. It'll be on YouTube. So if anybody has any questions for Caroline, just ask them or go answer them. And we are not letting you go. Please tell the Philosophy fam that I said hello.
Hello.
You know, yeah.
I love them. They're the best.
They're the best.
Honestly, yes, I could keep talking. Hope and Grace Initiative. It's all about mental health. And that's how this all
Yes.
really also comes together.
It
We're all
does.
about that,
It's
so,
all
yeah.
about mental health. So Hope and Grace Initiative, check that out. And beautifulself.org. If you don't know who we are, please, check us out, because we're all coming together to just make the world a little more healed and a little feeling better about yourselves. So loving everybody. This was a great show. I love you to death. Thank you for being such an amazing guest. And we'll wrap back on getting you back again.
Now, wait, Jill, before you go, we
Yes.
have to do our sign off.
Of
because
course.
It totally stands today.
All right.
Absolutely.
You ready? Okay.
I'm
And
ready.
to all our beautiful self tribe and everyone out there, remember, stay strong,
Stay strong.
stay positive.
Stay positive.
You are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yay! Love you, community. Love community. Love you guys.